Are your paintings feeling a little flat? In this video, I'm showing you 5 ways to create lots of texture as a base for any painting. Hi there, I'm Janine. I'm an artist and I share my creative journey on this channel. There are lots of ways to start a painting, but I find that I can add lots of impact right off the bat if I add a lot of texture in the first layers. I will paint over most of this texture with calmer layers in the future, so I can really let loose at this initial stage. The first thing I want to show you is water-soluble media. So I already showed you in a separate video how you can add soft pastels to your canvas, and then you can go over with a matte medium or a gloss medium if you prefer and mush everything around so it sticks to the canvas. And that's one kind of water-soluble medium you can use, or you could also use water-soluble pencils, for example, or water-soluble crayons. I'm always a little bit wary of water-soluble crayons, like these Neocolor 2 crayons, which I do love, but in the very early layers I try and use them quite sparingly because they do contain wax, which means that the acrylic paint that goes on top of them won't stick very well to them. But if you just use a few lines, that shouldn't be a problem. So I, in the early layers, prefer to stick with more water-soluble pencils, soft pastels that bind a little bit better to the acrylic. So I've got some, I think these even contain a little bit of wax too, but we're going to go with it. It's the Stabilo Woody pencils. I've got a couple of colours here. So I'm just going to basically do the same that I did with the soft pastels, if you've seen that, and just apply intuitively on the canvas. So I usually like to draw a lot of lines. Most of this is going to be covered over in future layers, so I'm really just adding texture at this stage. And you can also cover larger surfaces. The reason I like these ones on the canvas is because they're a bit larger than your traditional water-soluble pencils, which are just a bit smaller and don't cover as much surface as quickly. And then if you want to make use of the material that you've just put on being water soluble, then you can obviously dissolve some of it with water. Or, because I want to make this a bit more permanent, I'm going to use, instead of water, a fluid medium. This is acrylic fluid matte medium. It's Jackson's own brand. I really like that one. If you want to keep some of the lines that you've created as they are, then spray them with a fixative and maybe also dab a bit of medium on top there, like this, so you don't move your line. And once that dries, it will stay in place. But I'm going to actually make this a bit more washed out. So I'm going to just go over my marks, same as I did with the soft pastels in the other video. Also at this stage, I don't mind if I don't fix everything perfectly, because I'm only using this to add texture, and if I then later go over it and it smushes, I don't really mind. So I don't need to fix it perfectly. Also, if you go over it once, it actually stays in place pretty well. But if you go back and forth, then you see it just dissolves. The next thing I really like for adding texture, especially in earlier layers and for adding line work, is these acrylic paint markers. I've got a few different brands. The ones I like the most usually are the Liquitex acrylic marker. I've got these just in a few colours, and they're filled with acrylic paint, and you can literally just use them like a brush, but it's much more precise because of the nib. And they're kind of different sizes, but I really like these ones, which are the biggest ones they make. If you do want to use these, I suggest that you do fix any water-soluble bits and pastels before you apply these, because otherwise the dust will clog up the nibs. You can even lay down larger surfaces with these because the nibs are so big. The next technique I'm going to show you is dry brushing. Basically, you take a dry brush. I still dampen it so the paint doesn't stick to the brush as much. And then you take just a tiny bit of paint on your brush, on your slightly damp brush, and sort of just scrub over the canvas. At the beginning, it'll probably be not as dry because so got some of the dampness on your brush. If you like this video, consider subscribing. But I quite like the variety that gives you. And then you can kind of scrub this way, or you can do this. As long as you move your brush over the canvas, it's fine. And it creates different textures. This creates more of a line texture, whereas this kind of does more of an uneven texture. We can go in circles. And if you already have a little bit of not just visual texture but proper ridges, then that will pick up on those. Like I've got a little bit here from where I applied the transparent medium to fix in my pastels. So I find this quite a fun technique. This will also look quite different on canvas to paper or wood panel because they all have different surface textures. On the canvas it will pick up that canvas texture a little bit. On wood panel it'll probably be quite smooth, and on paper it will pick up the paper texture. I find this kind of scrubby motion works best. Now, a technique that's quite common and you might already have used yourself is to use the texture tool and then stamp with that the paint onto the canvas. For example, I'm sure you've seen that before, you use a sponge, a textured sponge, or even a little cloth. I'm going to start with the sponge, see what that looks like. You can also mix different paint colors on there to create a bit more of a variety. That didn't actually work, but you can see that creates a lot of texture. You don't just have to dab, you can also just use it as if it were a brush and go like this. And then depending on how much water you've got in there, it'll either be more like dry brushing, or if you put more water on, it'll be not very textured. And I'll try this old cloth on this one. I'll even add a little bit of water to the cloth so it's slightly damp now. But you could use anything. You could use a cork or just whatever you don't mind getting paint on. You can use to stamp paint onto your canvas. The last thing I want to show you is to use these texture tools. So you can buy these. This is a specific painting one that's got little teeth. Or you could just use something like a comb or anything that's got some sort of texture on the edge. Now, you can apply paint straight with that, but I don't find that very easy. You can also just dab it, which is a bit more like the stamping we just did. Or you can apply the paint first and then scrape into that. And then you'll get these kind of stripy effects. So if you don't add a thick layer of paint, like I did here, but you spread it out a little bit more, then you can create a little slightly more subtle effect. And if you don't press down it as hard as well. I'm planning to paint over most of this, but I do love the energy that's already in the paintings, and I'm starting to think that I should maybe embrace more of this energy even in future layers. Do you like to really let loose in your art sometimes? Let me know in the comments. By the way, I find experimenting with your materials like this a great way to move forward if you're stuck with a painting. I've actually created a little guide for you full of ideas to get you going again when you're stuck. Click the link to my Get Unstuck toolkit in the description box if you want that. If you want to see the video I mentioned where I started these canvases with soft pastels, I've linked that for you too in the description box. Thanks and bye bye.